Major expenses, none. Edward Roottrees, Lloyd Carpenter, Carl Monroe, Elizabeth Cravensworth. There's that other Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Juliet McCullen, Joanna Robertson, Doris Mays, Beth Knox. Jesus.
No, we've got a couple of Elizabeths. We've got Elizabeth and we've got a Beth.
John Miller, Elizabeth Farrow, Thomas Greenford. Basically, anyone that's female on this list is open fucking season for Guy.
Yeah.
In 1977, it was announced that Zach would be retiring and Guy would be taking over at the start of 1978. They held a retirement party in November before spending the final month working on the transition. During 1976 and 1977, the following changes took place. Guy Hudson replaced Ernest Madsen. Patrick Decker was hired. Eli C. Roottree is no longer employed by Roottree. Ernest Madsen Jr. is now listed under product management. Christine Farrow was hired. Joanna Robertson is no longer listed amongst the secretaries, but a Joanna Fellows has been added to the list. Okay. Joanna Fellows and Beth Knox are no longer employed by Roottree. Christine Farrow is no longer listed among the secretaries, but a Christine Garland has been hired. John Miller is no longer employed by Roottree. Gwyneth Madsen was hired.
It's really weird that these women go away and their replacements also share their first name.
Yeah. Alright.
50-year work anniversary bonus? Hold on, scroll back down. $50,000 in 1976?
That's stupid.
That's insane. Wow. I hope she retired after that.
Alright. That's a... Wait, Beth Knox. Where was she on here? I saw her name before. Secretaries. They gave Beth Knox $50,000. Beth Knox is secretary.
50-year work anniversary. Well, God, she would be in her 70s. I really hope she retired after that.
Okay.
Oh, as far as like the name changes, it seems like a weird way to note down, oh, this person no longer works. This person has replaced them, you know? It feels like it would make more sense to just note this person's name changed due to marriage.
Agreed. Man, I thought we might be able to bang this out in a single session, but I don't think we're going to.
No, I don't think so either.
There's a lot going on here.
There's so much intrigue.
Okay. Oh, okay. This is where we left off. Guy Hudson replaces Zachariah Morden. Edward Roottree, Elizabeth Cravensworth, and Lloyd Carpenter are no longer employed by Roottree. Raffertunes is now listed as office staff. Albert Cross and Fred Cross are no longer employed by Roottree. Christine Garland is no longer working for Roottree. Beatrice Watts and Corinne Schwartz were hired. Juliet McCullen and Doris Mays are no longer employed by Roottree. Lisa Lewis and Valley Ewing were hired. Susan Ford was hired under a special category that only existed for 1 year. Interpreter. Well, he was going overseas a lot.
You're right.
She's definitely one of the affairs.
Definitely.
Yeah, we should look up Beth Knox. You're right. If she was employed for 50 years, she absolutely found a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Major expenses: presidential office refurbishment, $52,000. 5 pieces flavor development, caviar, $10,000 a month. Edward Roottree retirement party, $7,500. Christmas tree bash, $7,500. New Year's Eve ball, $7,500. Travel expenses: Australia, China, France, Brazil, $190,000.
Wow.
5 pieces flavor development, butterscotch. 5 pieces flavor development, caviar again.
Yikes.
4th of July spectacular, New Year's Eve ball. Yeah, he loved his parties.
He loved spending money.
The volatility continued. Many new employees didn't tend to stick around very long. The following changes were recorded. Terry O'Connor, Susan Ford is moved to office staff. Douglas Rosenberg, Edward Morrison, and Robert Andrews were hired. Edward Morrison is no longer employed by Roottrees.
Damn, he didn't last long.
Grin Schwartz and Beatrice Wass are no longer employed by Roottree. Linda Lewis and Angela Ingram were hired. Linda Lewis and Lisa Lewis and Bella Ewing are no longer employed by Roottree. Catherine Garrett was hired. William Sam. Jesus Christ. Emily Seinfeld is no longer employed, but Emily Barnes is now listed. Gwyneth Madsen is no longer employed, but a Gwyneth Cattrall is now listed.
I mean, I guess that's a way to just say that they got married.
Yeah. Flavor Shigwa. What? What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Wait. There was something earlier that pointed out like that the 5 pieces are named after the initial or are named after the initials of the kids.
Yeah, the original flavors were.
Right, but
I don't think the current flavors are.
But if there's new ones that were in development, remember Guy Hudson developed the fancy flavors or whatever?
Yeah, he developed caviar, which went over like a wet fart.
Yeah, but strawberry, Shigwa, butterscotch, caviar, that's 4 flavors right there. And how many affairs did he have?
5.
Yeah.
Does he know about all of his love children, though?
Maybe?
Google says Shigwa is watermelon.
I definitely thought that said Ganondorf Dove.
I also thought that said Ganondorf Dove.
Let's see if there's another thing here that says Guy Hudson died in May of 1982, so the first few months of that year continued along the same pattern as they had been. Things quickly changed when Ernie took over. Most of the extraneous expenses ended, and all the secretaries, most hand-picked by Guy Hudson, were let go. Sam Madsen left Roottree in 1984, so this is the last set of books you have access to. The following changes were recorded. Carl Roottree joins the special management. From here on out, no secretaries are directly employed by Roottree. Roottree instead uses a temp agency called Work Time Temp. We're going to look that up. Here we go. Sugar Plum. That's number 5.
Canceled after 5 months.
Sugar Plum. Yeah, these are all canceled after 5 months. Sugar Plum, Strawberry, Shigwa, Butterscotch, Caviar. That's 5 new.
Yeah.
He did go to China, yes. Sorry, Shigwa, Butterscotch.
Just curious, we do have a list of surnames. I know some of them are red herrings, but are there any Chinese ones on there?
That is, well, let's find out.
Looking at the first names again.
You're right, you said surnames.
Yeah. Nothing so far. Well, there's a kind of Slavic name in there, but
nothing jumps out.
Nothing that jumps out as Chinese. Okay. Well, it was most likely his translator. Or maybe she would have named her kid something wild.
Yeah. Alright, well... Okay. Damn. Root clothing reimbursement, $1 million in 1984.
In 1984 money, damn.
Alright, there was something in the Roottree Rift I wanted to look up. Excuse me. I think there was something else in the Roottree Rift that I want to... where was it? No. Okay, maybe it wasn't through here. All right. I want to... Where do we want to go from here?
Good question.
Because, like, as much as I want to keep looking into miracles, sins, I feel like that we've been given more for Guy. We should start plugging into this. Because a lot of times these things will just sort of, like after we get to a certain point, like after we get the next 4, Clark or Sam might show up with like, hey, here's more evidence.
Yep.
And that would give us more to work with. So,
which one of the R boys was the embezzler?
Ron. Oh, it was
the younger one.
Yeah, the screenwriter, Robert.
It was Robert. Okay.
Also, yeah, what the hell is this? If they're both from the original tree, I want to know what the hell's going on here.
I know. Some interfamilial infidelity.
Okay.
Well, maybe there were some divorces.
Yeah.
And those two they got married.
Right. Okay. So let's start digging into. There's a bunch of Guy Hudson shit that we can look up. So. Employed. Oh, let's. So you're not sure how full, except cross-referencing guys, secretaries and visits overseas, spider searching people. So how do we? What can we look up to get guys' visits overseas?
Let's look up the special woman.
Beth Knox. No.
No, not her. The one who had a job position created just for her, and she was only there for a year.
Oh yeah, the translator.
We assume to be the translator.
Well, she was listed as translator. Interpreter.
Oh, interpreter. That's right.
Susan Ford.
That's a nice common name.
Yeah, great. Let me just look up. You know what? Wait, hold on.
So many periodicals now.
Guy Hudson, along with his twin sister, are no strangers to the public when it comes to the Roottrees snacks. They both appeared in the company's advertisements as children during the Boys and Girls Agree era. Now Guy is taking over the Roottree company at the end of the year. Who would have known that one of those two adorable redheads, Guy credits his mother and father, Angie and Christopher, with providing his fiery dew, arguing over everything about chocolate, would grow up to take over the whole company. Guy's uncle and current president, Zachariah, has decided to take an early retirement to focus on traveling the world with his wife. It says that this hasn't been updated. Okay.
Yeah. Which makes sense, because he's been dead for 20 years. Over 20 years.
Who was the lawyer that went to that one school that we never looked up? It was Ruby something.
Ruby something, yeah.
We looked up the Clancy Trust, and that's what gave us the
Ruby Legal Enterprises.
Where are you seeing that?
Last paragraph. 1, 2, 3,
There
4,
we go.
5. There it is.
Ruby Spratt. That's it.
Determined to continue not highlighting or using the notebook at all I see.
You don't like it when I use the notebook. You don't like my notes.
I don't. It's true.
Want me to start using the notebook? I can start. Okay, everyone. Time for some notes. We're looking up Ruby Spratt.
Ribby.
Here we go. All right. Ruby Spratt graduated top of her class from the Mideastern's Legal College. Her valedictorian speech was somewhat controversial at the time, as it was quite serious, with a heavy focus on wealth inequality. This didn't go over well with the predominantly middle to upper class audience in attendance.
Oh, this is new. We haven't read this yet.
Yeah, exactly. The editor of the Herald at the time said, Ruby, unsatisfied by simply earning her place at Mideastern with a full scholarship, went on to earn a captive audience of her peers with a perfect GPA. It felt like the ideal occasion for a celebration of an undoubtedly incredible individual. However, by the end of her speech, there were many in the audience that wished that neither of those events had transpired. It was a passionate attempt to use her soapbox to proselytize her fellow students and their parents into the religion of poverty. But unfortunately, judging by the silence, they remained unconverted.
Yeah, not their problem.
Huh. Okay.
Interesting.
So, what bearing does this have on anything?
Well, it's building the character of the lawyer who is now in charge of managing all of these claims to the Roottree.
Right, the Clanton Trust.
Yeah.
Alright. Huh. Interesting. Okay. What's... Alright. What do we have here that's giving us... Okay, this thing is giving us a lot of... This is a lot of intuition points.
Yeah.
Story gets unreleased book she had written about Guy Hudson. Okay. Let's see if we can
Do you think Cicely was one of his affairs?
Maybe.
Portrait of a Changed Man. Oh, that must be about Guy, right?
No, we looked that up. There wasn't anything.
Oh, okay.
It was Oh, you know what? I wonder if all right. We just said about authors.
Commissioned to write. Who commissioned her?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think. Is like, there's got to be more to Cicely Sanchez. So I'm just gonna start going through. Oh, News Time briefly covered a lawsuit between Ruby Spratt and Piketty magazine surrounding Cicely Sanchez. They said that Cicely didn't have the rights to redistribute the photos in the magazine of Guy Hudson. Piketty apparently announced that they would be pulling their issue the following day, the moment that Ruby Legal Enterprises threatened them. This caused the issue to sell faster than any other in the magazine's history, though only for a day. Even people that would never have normally purchased it went out of their way to buy one, just in case it would be worth something someday. It especially caught the eye of conspiracy theorists who assumed that anything worth suing over would have to be hiding something. An expert legal analyst from News Time states that it was unlikely that Ruby could have had the story pulled if it had gone to court, and Piketty likely got more eyes on it than it would have if the Roottrrees just ignored the story.
Okay.
Between Ruby Spratt. Okay.
This must be more recent, I guess.
Yeah.
Miss Starlet. Yeah, the Starry Sand effect in action, exactly.
Yeah. Alright, this is... I wonder what happens if I type in Basselbub.
I mean, I feel like you're gonna have to find out.
I'm doing it. Damn it.
Oh, that would have been a fun Easter egg.
I'm sad.
I'm sorry, bud.
June 1999.
Oh, okay. It was like super recent.
Yeah, I wonder if... No, that won't. Wait. Damn it.
No.
Oh wait, it was...
It's not News Time. You need to check out Piketty. There you go.
Damn it.
Oh, no. Wow.
Can we find out what the name of... She was commissioned to write a book, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it was an article. No, it was
An article about a book she had been commissioned to write for Guy Hudson. In 1999, though?
No.
This utensil that will help you lose 50 pounds.
Reveals Roottrees secrets. Then what fucking book was it? Because if we can find the book, then... Talk about a book she had been commissioned to write for Guy Hudson. Wait. Maybe. If she was commissioned, then maybe... Maybe it'll be in here.
Maybe she's in here?
For, major expenses, like...
Ooh, maybe.
Travel expenses.
Labor development. Next.
I'm just gonna go back, mate. Retirement.
Beth Knox. Okay. Oh, this. Oh.
Here we go.
Many expense.
Christmas tree, flavor development, butterscotch, caviar, New Zealand ball. What is this?
Donation.
The Grandorf School for the Deaf, formerly Grandorf Dove, is located about an hour from where the Roottree offices used to be in Butler County, but it serves much of that part of Pennsylvania and nearby Ohio. According to their website, it was formerly named Grandorf Dove from 1923 to 1990 because Grandorf was the last name of the founder and Dove is the Danish word for deaf. The founder had issues with government translators, leading to an odd transcription issue. In 1990, it was renamed to better represent the school's purpose and to correct the embarrassing lack of effort and awareness demonstrated by the government officials in those early days. The staff is listed on the website. You can
ASL interpreter.
Oh, you can.
I think you're right, Nix.
The staff is listed on the website. You can scan through all the biographies and find that the principal, Miss Ford, is fluent in 5 languages, including ASL. She has been working at the school for over 15 years. Miss Ford's bio also mentions she's not deaf herself, but rather learned sign language to communicate with the deaf. It mentions that she was responsible for securing the funding for the Hudson Wing.
Oh.
The Hudson Wing was an expansion to Grandorf Dove, now Grandorf School for the Deaf, first built in 1982. It's a separate, much smaller building, half a block from the main campus, and operates as a smaller, independent school that offers free ASL courses for the family members, friends, and caretakers of deaf children. According to their history site, they got their name after the president of the Roottree Company generously donated $250,000 towards the construction of the building. There's also a very vague history section that you can somewhat fill in with details from the other information you've seen about the school. It mentions that the donation came at the insistence of an employee of Roottree at the time. It mentions that she learned ASL from the main school before the Hudson Wing even existed, to surprise her future husband who was deaf. After realizing how useful a service like this could be to non-deaf people that wish to better serve those with hearing issues, she convinced Roottrees management to invest in the school. The Hudson Wing opened, and she became the first teacher at the new campus. At first, it only operated on weekends, but since then, it had added afternoon classes on some weekdays. Okay, good to know. I don't think that's what we're looking for.
No.
No, damn it. There's nothing about an article commissioned.
No. Okay, but let's go back to that interpreter, though.
Susan Ford?
Yeah. Special Services Interpreter, 1979.
Do we have like a year for any of these? 1975 to 1982. Probably puts her pretty squarely in the... Well, she shows she was going to get married, so probably this one.
Yeah.
Because divorced, nothing. Did we look up Susan Ford at all?
We did.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing.
There was something else. Website. Scan through all the biographies and find that the principal, Miss Ford.
Oh.
What?
Susan Ford.
Yeah. Is fluent in 5 languages, including American Sign Language. She has been working at the school for 15 years. So she's the principal. We just need a...
You mentioned she's not deaf. Learned sign language to communicate with the deaf.
We just need a photo for her, because this is probably her.
Yeah.
Ford was her maiden name. Nope, that's first name.
Mm-hmm.
Principal. We just need a photo of her. Okay.
I think we could find her in periodicals.
Maybe.
She might be in Butler County.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because it was near.
Mm-hmm. Business Watch, maybe. No? Okay. We should look for the name of the school in periodicals, too.
Oh, that's a good idea. It was Ganondorf Dove. Let's see if this gives us what we need. Ah, there we go.
There we go. Twins, huh?
Grandorf School for the Deaf has made a few odd appearances here and there in the Butler County Times since 1990. It's not too many that you can't look at all of them, and so after scrolling through a few pages, you manage to find something incredibly useful in an article that isn't even focused on the school itself. Local students provide key evidence in scientific study. The article from March of this year, 1999, mentions that the Ford sisters, who attend public school in Butler County, are one of only a handful of identical twins in the world who suffer from 2 different genetic issues. One of them has asthma, and the other has a deadly allergy to peanuts. Their mother, a Miss Susie Ford, who is principal at the nearby Grandorf School for the Deaf, was originally contacted by researchers looking to identify if there were any sets of twins where one was born deaf and the other was not. While she didn't have any twins attending her school, she asked if her daughters, Melissa and Heather, could be useful, and it turns out they were. She says, "They couldn't be more different. My youngest, we all call her that even though it's only by about 15 minutes, is shy but essentially hasn't stopped running from the moment she learned to scamper. Asthma has kept her sister off the soccer field, but she's the definition of extrovert and is even performing in a local production of Is There Life After High School later this year." The article includes a picture of the girls added to your evidence. Perfect. There they are.
There they are. They do look pretty identical.
There's the asthma, there's the EpiPen. Love it. Alright, so the youngest had asthma.
Yeah. No, the oldest had asthma. She couldn't run around like her younger sister.
Right, you're right. Asthma, EpiPen, and their names were
Melissa and Heather.
Melissa and Heather.
But she didn't say which one is younger or older.
When was this article? Does it say? So
The article's from 99.
Yeah, but it said it was a few months ago.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe we could...
Is that here's this article from March, because yeah, this is August, so we might still be able to get this. It was probably in the local paper.
Yeah.
Seems like a high school in Butler County performed Is There Life After High School near the end of April 1999. Cast list mentioned names, including a Heather Ford. There we go.
Which one was... But which one is that? Oh, her extrovert sister. Okay, Heather is the older
with
one.
the allergy.
With the out. Yeah. No, asthma.
Right. Okay. You're right.
Okay.
So this is Heather.
This is Heather.
And it should be Ford because...
Yeah.
Nope, why didn't...
It didn't stick.
There we go. And she's a student. And was it Melissa?
Melissa.
Also student. Okay. We still don't have a picture of her. And I find it interesting that they took their mother's name.
Is that her name?
Well, they said...
Or is that his name?
No, because they said it's Miss Susie Ford.
Ms.
Yeah.
That denotes that's something a woman uses when she doesn't want to be a Mrs.
Right.
Or a Miss.
But she started taking the ASL classes to surprise her deaf husband.
Right.
So would they be Fords or... Let's...
How do you find out about her husband?
No. Alright. You know what? Miss Susie Ford. Let's try that. And then let's just do... Let's see what else there is. Okay. According to the website, it was formerly named Grandorf Dove because Grandorf was the last name of the founder and Dove was the day short for deaf. Founder of, okay, 1990, it was renamed to better represent the school's purpose and to correct the embarrassing lack. The staff is listed on the website. You can see through all of them and find that the principal, Miss Ford, is fluent in 5 languages, including ASL. She has been working at the school for over 15 years. Miss Ford's bio also mentions she's not deaf herself, but rather learned sign language to communicate with the deaf. Mentions that she was responsible for securing the funding for the Hudson Wing. Where did it say that she did that to communicate with it for her husband, like as a surprise for her husband?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember.
Was it in Hudson Wing? Here we go. It mentions that the donation came with the insistence of an employee of Roottree at the time. It mentions that she learned ASL from the main school before the Hudson Wing even existed to surprise her future husband who was deaf. Oh.
Her future husband.
But this, okay, but it mentions that the donation came at the insistence of an employee of Roottree at the time. That doesn't necessarily mean Susie Ford. Just that there was an employee.
ASL. Used for service like.
She convinced Roottreemania to invest in the school.
Well, this was back when Hudson was president.
Right.
She's currently. I'm sorry. I'm talking to Sakura. She was talking. She's currently principal in 1999. And
No.
Hudson died in 1982.
What I'm trying to say, though, is that I don't think Susie Ford is the employee that started this. I think Susie Ford was absolutely briefly on the as like the interpreter.
Mm-hmm.
But I think she was already at the school, and the employee convinced Guy to invest in the school, and that's probably how he met Susie and had the affair.
Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. Like the employee, like that we're getting bogged down like by the employee. I don't think that's her.
Okay. Does it say when the Hudson Wing was built?
1982.
Hudson. Okay. So we need to look at the employees before 1980. Well, fucking what's his bucket died in 1982.
Right.
So that's this entire list.
Yep.
Oh well.
Because like
No, this list only goes to 79.
right, but
We don't have access to.
Well,
Oh, but
he would
it
have.
did mention
He
his...
died right here in 1982. Here we go, 1982 to 1984.
Oh, so we don't know the name of the No, this is the page we're currently on.
Right. What
is 82 to 84. Where does it mention the donation?
I think it was this one.
Okay, 1981.
No, that's not it. Susan Ford no longer works in this department. Maybe it was this one.
No, I was looking for the donation.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm looking for, too.
It's in 1981. You were on the right page.
Oh,
it was all the way down at the bottom.
Oh, okay. Yep. And then this is when Susan Ford no longer works in this department. Special Services Interpreter.
Yeah, in 1980. So that was a year before the donation.
Right. So what I'm getting at is, I think that we're assuming that the employee who convinced Guy to invest in the wing and Susan Ford are the same person. I don't think they are.
Right, I understand that. What I'm saying is we need to look at the employees probably on this page.
Okay, probably.
To see, just narrow down names and see if we can track down the actual employee who urged him to donate.
Right. Okay, so Susan Ford has been moved to office staff. So maybe it was someone who just got married because...
oh, yeah, it would be one of the ones whose names had changed.
Yeah, exactly. Carolyn, we're hired, no longer. Catherine Garrett. Emily Seinfeld.
Okay. Emily Seinfeld or Gwyneth Madsen. Oh, no, it wouldn't be Gwyneth Madsen. We know who that is.
Emily Seinfeld.
Emily Seinfeld.
Let's look her up. Oh, they said not to... It wouldn't probably be in...
But what's her married name? We're gonna need to search that too. Barnes.
Emily Barnes. Because it even says at the beginning of this, like, looking up people just because they are listed in these books will likely be very time-consuming and a waste of your time.
Well, it's not just because she's listed, it's because we're looking for a specific person. And she's one of the ones with a name change in roughly the correct year.
Let me just see here, too. Christine Farrer was hired. But a Joanna Fellows. Okay, we know that. And Beth Knox, no longer employed by Roottree. Christine Farrow is no longer listed, but Christine Garland has been hired. Let's just for argument's sake, because this is another one. No. No.
Okay, I have a question.
Uh-huh.
What is the significance of finding this person?
Well,
because
we want to see if it can lead to finding out who Susie Ford may be married to.
Okay.
Or at least, like, if they have something to do with the school, we might get a picture of Susan Ford, and we could get a picture, put her picture there. Like, that's where that's what I'm trying to figure out is how to, because she's clearly tied to the school.
Right.
So that's where I'm trying to see if I can get a photo of her for something. Because that, to me, is the easiest way to get her photo.
Right.
Okay. What the hell was this Ganondorf Dove place called? Grandorf Dove. Okay, let's try this again. Let's just take it from here. And also, okay, there's still 3 things on this one. So, let's... Roottrees offices, but it serves much of that part of Pennsylvania. It was formerly named Grandorf. So you can see through all the biographies, find that the principal, Miss Ford, is fluent in 5 languages. She's been working at the school for Miss Ford's bio. Also mentions she's not deaf herself. Oh wait, Miss Ford's bio also mentions that she's not, but she learned language to communicate with the deaf. Okay. And there was nothing about.
Oh, she's responsible for securing funding for the Hudson Wing. It says right there.
Right. So there was nothing about Susan Ford. All right. Let's. Huh.
Look up, what was the other business one? News Time.
No.
Grandorf is just outside Butler County. Yeah, Butler County.
Yeah. Nope, that isn't what I wanted.
Really? Near Butler.
Yeah. There's what seems like an endless list of snow cancellations, extracurricular activities, and weekend events that began over 70 years ago and stretched until the last mentioned in 1990. Amongst the avalanche of useless information, you almost miraculously discover one useful article. Grandorf Dove was at the center of a crime article from 1982. It seems that someone defaced the school and vehicles outside of the brand new Hudson wing of the school. There were multiple broken windows, and one of the teacher's cars was painted with profanities and accusations of infidelity. A few weeks later, a follow-up article provides more details. There was one arrest, Thomas Hughes, who was coincidentally a former student at the school. Apparently, the destruction came weeks after he married the school's newest teacher, Mrs. Hughes. She was not a teacher when he went. He graduated a few years earlier. According to the reporter's investigation into the police reports, trials, and restraining orders, Mr. Hughes was convinced that he was not the father of Mrs. Hughes' current pregnancy. He was released on bail, and the school has agreed not to press criminal charges after an agreement was made to pay for the damages and for the couple to begin the divorce proceedings. It seems Thomas Hughes, Mrs. Hughes, and the Hudson Wing have all avoided further appearances in the Butler County Times. I wonder if this is... No, maybe it was this one.
Yeah, because it said specifically that they divorced.
Yeah. So Thomas Hughes. Okay. And we have a Mrs. Hughes, but nothing in the Butler County Times. So.
Crime from 1982.
She was not a teacher when he went. He graduated a few years earlier. According to the report, so Mrs. Hughes. Well, let's just look up Thomas Hughes for funsies.
Sure.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Nah.
Huh.
Well, yeah, guy was young and virile. He died in a car accident.
Yeah.
He didn't know he was going to die.
So, let's see.
The school's newest teacher, Mrs. Hughes.
Right. All right, so Hudson Wing. Let's just... Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's see if it's in Team Blast and Starlet. Just for
Yeah,
funsies.
might as well.
Yeah.
No, I think this is a separate couple from the Fords, just because Susie's still married to her husband, according to our little pin board.
Right. All right. History site, they got their name. Yep, we got that. Mentions okay, yeah. If a useful service like this would be. She became the first teacher at the new campus. At first, it only operated on weekends, but okay. Susan Ford no longer works in this department. Emily Seinfeld is okay. William Sands is no longer employed by Roottree.
Did Susan Ford leave the company in 1980 or 1981?
1980.
Well, it says she no longer works at this department. It doesn't say she left the company. See, it's explicit when they leave the company, no longer employed at Roottree. That says she just left it. There she goes. Okay. That was when the wing was built. That was when he died.
Uh-huh.
That was when she got her job as a teacher. Okay. Are there any Hughes on this list? I'm just wondering.
Nothing here.
Boyd, Control, Emily Seinfeld, Emily Barnes.
Nothing here.
I don't think it wouldn't be any earlier, maybe.
I mean,
it can't hurt to look.
Yeah. No. I want to see if I can find anything about her in any of the periodicals.
Yeah, because 50 years is a long time to be working.
Yeah.
Teen Blast, Beth Knox.
You'd think a woman who's been working at the same company in Pennsylvania for 50 years would warrant her to be on...
Like, even a local newspaper would probably take notice.
Well, wait, maybe it's not Beth, maybe it's Elizabeth.
Elizabeth.
Damn it. No, I don't think... I don't know if... I don't think Ford was her maiden name and Hughes was her married name. I don't think so. Well, I mean...
No.
No.
We're talking about different people because Susie Ford is still married to her husband.
Right.
Mr. Hughes explicitly divorced his wife.
Take a look at this again. Grandorf Dove was at the center of a crime article from 1982. It seems someone defaced the school and replaced vehicles outside of the brand new Hudson. 1982 is the year he died. Hold on.
Yeah.
Could be this one. The Final Affair, because if he died in 1982, it could.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, there's no reason he couldn't have had two affairs in 1982.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
I think we have Mr. Hughes in the right spot. Well, maybe not.
All right, let me just. There were multiple broken windows, and one of the teacher's cars was painted with profanities and accusations of infidelity. A few weeks later, a follow-up article provides more details. What I hate about this is that if this were a newspaper article, they wouldn't credit her. They wouldn't name her as Mrs. Hughes. Like, they would give her name.
Yeah, they would use her full name. Hillary wants to see the Infidelitree again.
The Infidelitree. All right, what are you looking at the Infidelitree?